Boy, oh boy, when I turned 30. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, All Things MESIA. My name is Tamisha, and this is the segment of Talk with MESIA Mondays. And this title is going to be When I Turned 30. Yeah. So if you want to hear what I have to say, keep on watching. Boy, oh boy, when I turned 30. When I turned 30, it was like a switch went off. And my whole thought process on things changed. Like how I would possibly thought in my 20s, I did not think that way in my 30s. And sometimes with that, some people, when you have an outlook on certain things, may kind of feel like, oh, you change, or you know, whatever, but you do change. For some people, when you get older and you become wiser, like, you change. Like, the way I looked at something, you could probably present me with the same question, possibly when I was in my 20s and now, which I'm in my late 30s, but now your response will be different. And it just depends on what it is. Your response will be different of, you know, your thought process. But one thing I can say is, you know, turning 30, like, I honestly, for one, I don't care what people think. I don't. Because if you walk around living your life caring about what people think, you'll become stagnant. You'll be so concerned what someone else think to where you wouldn't go and step into the next level in your life because you're afraid of what someone would think or how someone else would feel. Do not care. Do what's right and what you feel is best for you. Don't think about no one else's opinion of what you have to do, because that next step can be life-changing for you. So do what you want to do. Because like me starting YouTube, like I said, I'm in my late 30s, and some people, you know, they don't understand the social media aspect of things, but I wanted to do it and I sat on it for a while, and I just made a decision at the end of 2020. I was like, not 2020, 2022. I made a decision at the end of 2022 that I'm going to do it. Whatever happens, happens. You know, I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to be timid of, what somebody will say. Oh, who cares? I did it. Right? So don't care what people think. And when I was holding, it wasn't even had to do with people. It was more so myself, honestly. But I did it, you know. And because sometimes you'll think like, oh, I might be too old for that, or, you know, and all that stuff. But no, do it. Your life can change at 45. And that could be the best years going forward. So don't care about what anyone have to say. And also, well, for me, this wasn't me, but I know some people, just for seeing people getting older, like some people will sit and think like, oh, I'm not married, or I don't have any kids, or my career is not where I want it to be, and all that stuff. Don't care about none of that either. Because what's for you is going to be for you, whether it's at 35 or whether it's at 45. Keep living. That was something my granny always used to tell me. She was like, baby, keep living. We keep living. That's all she would say. And when I tell you, that's the truest thing I ever heard. Keep living. I tell my baby that all the time. Keep living. Because the more you live, the more you're going to see. And a lot of things is going to start to make sense. But yeah, don't care what people say. And don't get yourself wrapped up on society's view of what you're supposed to do. You know, like, you got to get, it's good if, you find the perfect partner and you get married and you have the kids and all that stuff. But if it doesn't happen that way, there's nothing wrong with you. You didn't do anything wrong. Your life just wasn't supposed to be that way. I feel that. I feel that way, because if it was supposed to be that way, it will. It will. So don't ever beat yourself up about not being the stereotypical life or relationship or whatever. do it your way. And I like to say, what works for you works for you. So if that's how it is, that's how it is, and just keep living. I mean, and your best years is on its way. Your best years is on its way, and what you are afraid of behind that door could be life-changing for you. Open it. Because what's behind it can be everything you dream of. And speaking of your best years, I feel like for me, I started living more in my 30s. Like, I started taking more trips in my 30s. Like, I used to take a trip every year. I mean, since, COVID, and once I moved in my house, and but anyway, so yeah, I started, I used to go on a trip like every year. And then, I was in the process of purchasing my home in 2019, so I knew I wasn't going to go anywhere. And then 2020, COVID, and then now I'm trying to like get myself back out there to like take trips on my own. Like, me and my daughter does things, like I've taken her on trips and stuff like that. So we do take trips, but I bring my child. But just me actually as a mommycation or whatever, I haven't quite done that yet. But no, me and my child, we do things. And honestly, when I take her places, like, that brings me joy. Like, I'm not the mom that every time you look, I'm somewhere but my child doesn't go anywhere. I would rather give her experiences than me. Like, that's just me though. No shade to anyone, but that's just me. But yeah, like in my 30s, I feel like I started living more. And then also, like in my 20s, I almost felt like I was just living carefree. Like, it was like, I feel like everybody who was around me was supposed to be around me forever. But I think I got a rude awakening, a sad awakening, honestly, when, like, in 2013, like, I lost 3 family members within 2 weeks. I lost 2 friends within the first 3 months of 2013. So 2013 for me, honestly, it put a whole perspective on my life. And then again, I don't know if that came with the way I felt once I turned 32, but it really put life into perspective. Because like I said, like, when I was in college or when I was just staying, it was just like just out here just living. And like I said, 2013 was a year for me that put a lot of things into perspective. Really, I mean, yeah, I was a little bit older. I was almost 30 then. It snapped me out of whatever I was in, honestly, because it was a lot. I feel like I started to live my life more in my 30s. And like, I started my business after I had my baby. Like, she motivated me. So like I said, I keep saying, like, I don't know if it was 30 or baby, but it was a good change. I can tell you that. Whichever one it was a good change. But so just don't care what people have to say. Don't tolerate BS, because my tolerance level after I turned 30 is 0. I would not tolerate the things. If I don't want to tolerate it, I won't. And if it comes with BS and you want to deal with it, deal with it. Don't get yourself worked up. Don't lose sleep. Don't crying all the time, not eating because of somebody not doing what you want them to do. Because if they're not doing what you want them to do, you leave. And I know it's easier said than done. I know. But you have to choose you. Especially when someone is deteriorating you, damaging your mental and all that stuff. You must put one foot in front of the other and leave. You have to. Because when it comes to your health is way more important than anything. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to deal with it, deal with it. If you don't, you must leave. If it start to damage you, like I said. But yeah, it's just a whole lot. And again, in your 30s, you are not old. Okay? Because I know some people who get upset when some people call them auntie. I don't care to be called auntie, because let me tell you, I'm the finest auntie on the block, okay? And I embrace getting older. Like, getting older does not bother me at all. Because I'm like, oh, you getting old, or you this or you that. My comeback is always hope and pray that you get to my age. Okay? Because you may not even make it to my age. Oh, that might sound harsh, but it wasn't harsh what you said to me. You know, some people might like, oh my God. That's why you can be careful what you say to people. Mind your mouth, you know. But yeah, I embrace getting older. I love it. Like, when it's time for my birthday, like, anybody who knows me, they know that I do a countdown. I don't care if I'm turning 77. I will be doing a countdown, because it's a blessing to turn a year older. Because some people, and no matter how young you may think you are, somebody did not see that age. Someone did not. So every year you get older, it's a blessing. Be thankful, be grateful that you are the age that you are. You know, so yeah, I embrace it. I love it. I can't wait to turn 40, like 50, you know, and so forth and so on. Like, I love getting older. I do. Because, you know, when people always ask like, oh, how old you are, and I don't look my age, like that does something to me. Like, I love to take care of myself and not look the age that I am. You know, that's more important. And with that is you not tolerating yourself, or you not letting things tear you down, because, you know, stress will age you. I don't have time for that. Stressing who? No. I don't, And if I do get stressed, ain't by a human. I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, I just wanted to come and let y'all know, like, when I turn 30, and you guys can tell me if, you know, you experience the same thing or anything like that. But for me, like, it was just something different, and I almost can't explain it. It's almost like you have to experience it as well. But like, the main thing for me was my tolerance level. My tolerance level is to 0. Like, I can't tolerate certain things. I just can't. And I won't, you know. And I feel like everyone else should do the same. Like, it's just, you just be more free of letting things get to you. And my thing is, when you have to possibly, you know, cut somebody off or stop talking to someone, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Because you got to choose you. Especially when somebody don't mean you well. Like, if you do something directly, and I mean, it has to be a direct attack to me personally, I got to let you go. I have to. If I ever have to cut somebody off, it's a direct attack. That's it. Like, I'm not when somebody like, oh, you don't like this person, so I don't like them. That is so middle school, and I hope and pray no one is doing that in their 30s, because that is insane. But yeah, so like I said, I always like to talk. So I am one of those people, and I know y'all didn't think, like, when you are about to leave someone's house, and you'll always be like, oh, I'm about to go, and then you start talking about something else. Oh, I'm about to go, and you keep doing it until you finally say you about to leave. This is final. I'm about to let you guys go from listening to my little chat of me when I turned 30. And like I said, if you experience anything, you know, comment below and let me know, you know, how you feel about your 30s, or how you feel about becoming 30, you know, depending on how old you are or whatever, like, or if you're in your 40s, whatever the age you are, just let me know how you feel, or if you experienced this, or if you felt this same way. But yeah, if you got into the end of the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And I'm still on the road to 500, so until we get to 500, I'm going to keep saying it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Load up the Drake, making them fuck niggas pay. Straight at the trap to the play. We gone. Who say they ain't having